Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Sing, here it comes. Sing, here it comes. Not just yet, not just yet, not just yet, not just yet. Anticipation, anticipation. Despite how much you hate, it's time to walk away. Anticipation, anticipation. Despite how much you hate, it's time to walk away. Anticipation, anticipation. The moment of death, and not just yet.
Hello, human. Oh, please don't take this the wrong way, but your species' habits are quite strange. You create something beautiful, like radio shows with incredible scripts, music, acting, sound effects, and then you just let them go. To float through space, lost, directionless, throughout the cosmos. On Earth, you can live as if these wonderful and unique stories never existed. You never miss them. Oh, that's when they become mine. Oh, I love these tales. I keep them close to my, a word you'd understand, heart. Oh, but don't despair. I'm more than willing to share these treasures. Oh, who am I? I'm the Haunted Radio! Yes, that's me, the Haunted Radio! Oh, but please, call me by my intentionally trustworthy, human-friendly name, Antenna. I made that for you. Science fiction has always been the outsider at the party, fighting for respect while quietly shaping the future. And we all know the giants, Wells, Verne, Asimov, but history often forgets the trailblazers working in the shadows. Tonight we remember Sherman Dreyer and Robert Wee Nolson, pioneers who looked past the comic book capers of Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon, pew, 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 and asked what if science fiction could actually grow up. In 1950, the world was reeling from atomic aftershocks and scanning the skies for flying saucers. That anxiety, that hope, that fear, it all crackled through the airwaves in a show called 2000 Plus. Now, 2000 Plus was the first adult science fiction series on American radio. 32 episodes were made, yet only a handful survived because of the way you feel about radio. What remains is a rare glimpse into the dreams and dreads of the atomic age. Tonight, Captain John and Commander Joe tune into When the Worlds Met, and I invite you to join them. Oh, but please don't get too comfortable. The future, as imagined in 1950, may be stranger and, well, a little more unsettling than you expect. Welcome to Haunted Radio Redux.
All right.
There is a series called 2000 Plus. This is a fairly rare series for radio science fiction. Still came out. This show is from 1950, which is pretty early for science fiction in radio. And we're just going to get started on it. So let me upload this one. Ladies and gentlemen, what's this one called again? This one is called When the Worlds Met.
Okay, I know what that reminds me of right away.
Sorry, what?
I said I know what that reminds me of right away. It may not be at all similar, but it brings to mind, of course, When Worlds Collide. But we'll see if if that's a valid comparison.
And again, I make the videos without really listening to the shows, which is a terrible way to make videos. But I do like to have the fresh response that Joe has. So, we're going into this one blind. I can't tell you much about this show other than there are not a lot of episodes of it. It is relatively rare. The episodes I do remember from listening to them from 2000 Plus are good. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I think this one's going to be pretty good.
All right.
2000 plus. Let us send our imaginations forward into time, into the years beyond 2000 AD. What strange adventures, what exciting things will we find in the world of tomorrow?
Who knows?
2000 plus.
Flying DeLoreans.
Today, an adventure of outer space, when the worlds met.
Yeah, this music is doing a lot of work.
It is the year 2000 plus 20. At the giant
2000 plus 20. 2 years
This is
ago.
2 years
Joe.
ago.
Who knows what will happen in the future? Will two friends from two different states get together on some strange wireless device?
Or will they be eating Soylent Green, or both? Who knows?
I can't tell you what's in most of my food, so yeah, that could be true. Okay, here we go.
spaceport in Washington, D.C., temporary capital of the Federated World Government, an enormous throng, tense with expectancy, jams every available inch of space surrounding the rocket landing field. All eyes strain upward into the clear blue sky. For today is the day, April 21st, 2000 plus 20. And audio and televox networks of the world are at the rocket field to cover the epic event. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the day we've all been waiting for. In a matter of minutes now, out of that brilliant blue sky will come a ship, a spaceship, carrying in its gleaming hold the first load of uranium taken from the pits of Luna, satellite of Earth. Since the beginning of time... Now, one moment, folks. There's a signal from the tower. This may be it. Take it away, Fred.
This is Fred Haskins reporting from the control tower. Our escort planes have been in contact with the spaceship from Luna for the past 12 minutes. They are now approaching the field from the northeast, and any moment now we can expect... And there she is, the rocket ship Luna, 17 hours out of Luna City. The magnesium...
I just got to say, usually I'm pretty bad with my audio mixing. Not as bad as these guys.
I just adjusted my volume on the laptop.
I'm really sorry if you're listening on headphones like I am. It's a lot. So here we go. They're back into when the worlds met.
Oh, white hot from the friction of the atmosphere. Her jet brakes, belching fire. She's right over the field now. She's coming down. 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 She's landed. Mark well this date, my friends. This is the dawn of the interplanetary age. Earth calling moon. Earth calling moon. I'm in Luna City. Luna City, Johnny.
My God, it's like a clown is doing it. Like there's honking, there's a slide whistle.
I think we see
Clown
some
calling
inspiration for one of your favorite TV series, John. And does Space 1999 come into play at all?
I don't know. I do love the idea that they call the moon Luna in the future.
Yeah.
The future being 2 years ago.
Luna
Very
City.
excited.
Dixon, where you been? You're 3 minutes late. Sorry, McCabe. All shipments as scheduled. Everything routine. Report noted. Check out. Check out. You know, Johnny. What, Paul? Sometimes I think we're crazy. Spending our lives cooped up in this pressurized shell, breathing synthetic air, risking our necks every time we put on a spacesuit and go out into the cold, barren, pitted piece of green cheese. And for what? Well, you're kidding, Paul. You know the answer. We're space happy. That's all that's wrong with us. We pulled every wire and practically tore the World Federation apart getting this assignment on the moon. And we'll do it again when the first flight into deep space gets underway. Next month, next year, whenever they get through with their preparations. Yeah, I guess that's it. But right now, Johnny, what I wouldn't give to see a tree again. And cornfields in Kansas. Me, I want to hear a bird singing. And watch the lights go on in the skyscrapers along the waterfront. I want to dance with my girl and breathe in the sweet smell of lilac. Boy, if
I want a Big Mac.
What's that? Huh? That sound, that vibration. There, do you hear it? Well, I'm not sure whether I heard or felt it, Johnny. Like a current of air passing by me. Yeah, that's it. Some kind of pulsation. Makes my skin tingle. Listen. Sounded different, didn't it? Yeah, different pitch. The instruments are all steady. Nothing on the visit screen. The radar's negative. What is it, Johnny? Where's it from? It's not from Earth, I'll swear to that. I got a crazy notion, Paul. A crazy notion that someone's trying to signal us. You mean? I don't know what I mean. Maybe McCabe's right. Maybe I got a touch of Johnny, what is it?
Maybe I got a touch of Johnny.
Look at the direction pointer.
Sounds
It's
pretty
swung
good.
all the way around. Those sounds, those waves are coming from outer space. I gotta go.
Earth calling Luna City. Earth calling Luna City.
Luna City to Earth. Go ahead, Earth. Go ahead, McCabe.
Dixon, what's going on up there? What's the idea of beaming out those hammy signals?
Signals.
Yeah, the harp effect. The music of the sphere stuff. Giving the boys in the monitors down here the
Oh.
heebie-jeebies.
What are you doing with that music of the Spears stuff? Ah!
I just saw that episode on Outer Limits not long ago.
Honestly, I think there's really a one-to-one relationship between early sci-fi on TV and sci-fi shows like this one.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially the first week, believe when we did the Outer Limit singular, I said correlation's obviously there.
Absolutely. Okay, here we go back into 2000 plus.
You got them too, McCabe? You picked them up on Earth?
Certainly. What's it all about?
The signals, if that's what they are coming from one definite spot in outer space.
Outer space.
That's what I said.
Johnny, get your spacesuit ready. Better have a conference about it.
But listen.
Have your men tune up rocket 307. Blast off at 0800. We'll be expecting you on Earth in the morning.
10 days now we've been getting those signals, and not one of you geniuses has been able to decipher them.
Well, Mr. McCabe, if you know of anyone who can do it better, then
Take it easy, Professor Wolfson. You don't have to be so touchy.
Professor Wolfson.
10 days. What do you say, Dr. Lee?
10 days or 10 years, it makes no difference. If those sounds or signals are code, it is in a language unknown to man.
You're sure of that?
We've consulted the foremost cryptographists of the world. We've tried every way to break the code.
What does that add up to?
That message, if it is a message, does not come from anywhere on Earth or from any man on Earth.
I told you, Chief. It's what I've been saying all along. Of course you can't decode those messages in any known language, living or dead, because they come from Mars.
Mars,
Cannot be.
impossible.
Yes, Mars. My directional finder on the moon indicated it. McCabe's down here pinned it down. Look at the graph. I brought it.
Directional signals can be wrong.
Yes, sir, but get this. I've been timing those signals. They come at intervals of exactly 24 hours, 37 minutes, and 22 seconds.
The length of the day on Mars.
Yeah. And if we were trying to signal them, we'd do it, say, every night at 1800. That's what they're doing to us.
In that case, the next signal is due
In 10 minutes and 13 seconds. And we'll be sitting here like lummoxes, feeling our scalps tingle while the message drifts past us.
Gentlemen, excuse, please. But it seems to me the message need not necessarily drift past us.
What do you mean?
By the message, I do not mean the sounds or the words that are being transmitted. I refer to the thoughts themselves. The thoughts that perhaps are being transferred from the Martians to us.
Thought transference? That's telepathy.
We have discarded that word, Mr. Dixon. Too many charlatans use it. But we do know that there is extrasensory perception of thought impulses. Just as there are sound waves which your ear has learned to interpret, and light waves which your eye and brain transform into a picture, so there are thought waves, electrical impulses discharged by the brain, which vary with the particular thought. An intriguing idea, Dr. Lee. If only we had some instrument that could pick up and sort out these impulses. There is such an instrument, Professor Wilson. What? I have been working on it for many years. It involves a scanning screen intercepting an electrified field.
Well, what are we waiting for?
You understand, the telepathator has only been tested for short distances.
The telepathator.
Interesting. I'm glad you stopped because I was about to raise my hand. I have to say, we have great fun making fun, but for 1950, I mean, it sure demonstrates how TV still had to catch up to try and tackle any kind of scientific accuracy. I mean, what's this bring to mind as far as the telepathy and the other notions and the specificity of, you know, the Martian day? It's like, it really reminds me of the original Cage from Star Trek and how it was deemed to quote unquote cerebral for network TV.
Right.
And, you know, there's elements of that here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's really worth remembering that, especially with science fiction, with pulp magazines, and I mean, paperbacks were not quite really popular yet. They weren't crazy popular yet, but a lot of pulp magazines, a lot of magazines were out there that would basically present short stories, something that you've written quite a few of yourself. And they would, you know, they were coming from H.G. Wells and Jules Verne. I mean, for them, that was, you know, the old stuff. So they were looking at new kind of science, telepathy being a way to communicate between planets. That's crazy. I mean, you know, what we know about ESP doesn't jibe with that now, but it's really interesting how they're kind of mixing as much science as they had, you know, what worked for them. Although, as Craig has pointed out, you know, the way they mentioned triangulation, that's not how triangulation works. But, you know, it's really difficult sometimes to remember what it was like before the internet, where if you wanted to look up something, you had to go to a library, you had to find books, you had to read them and be able to understand them. You had to have, you know, some sort of introduction to science to be able to delve into this. These writers didn't have a lot of time to work either. They'd have like a week at the most to write an episode. So sometimes they would adapt from a pre-existing story, but they don't necessarily know how any of this stuff works. A lot of it's just like space magic.
Well, as far as, you know, we talked about this before, you know, the nature of the beast here is that it is radio. I mean, we have visuals on the screen to occupy our eyes while we listen, but of course, in, you know, originally broadcast, that wasn't the case. And so there is exaggeration, to be sure, in the performances and the sound effects and the music. But, you know, I do give credit to the writers, because I'm trying to imagine the audience of the time listening to this as new material. I would imagine they would find it very compelling and believable.
Yeah, I mean, you know, really, at this point, as a maker of fiction yourself, wouldn't you think it's just enough to sort of introduce ideas at this point?
Oh, sure. I mean, sometimes there's been a couple of shows we've listened to prior where I kind of wish they didn't wrap it up so nice and neat with a little bow, you know?
Yeah.
Left some of those intriguing elements kind of to our imaginations at the end. And maybe this one will be one of those.
It might be. It might be. Let's get back into it. Of course, Craig Lubin is in the comments. So Craig, feel free to jump in at any point. And hey, man, if you're in a position where you can jump on air, you know, click that link we sent you earlier, and we'll put you on air too. Not? But I love the comments either way. And, you know, anytime you join us live, you can add your comments to the show. I'm sorry, you can make your comments. I'm the one who adds them to the show. Here we go.
But you will.
But I will, as long as you ain't being dirty and, you know, being a troll. Okay, here we go. Back into 2000 plus here on the Haunted Radio from Space.
Those are reaching us. That's the only important thing, isn't it? How soon can we? The instrument is in the next room. I took the liberty of bringing it with me, hoping it might conceivably be of some use. This way, gentlemen.
You say this little machine can take thoughts and turn them into words we can hear? English words?
Not only English, Mr. McKeeb. It will translate thought impulses into any language for which you set the dials. You think of something, Mr. Dixon. Now, listen. First, I set for French.
Et pardon, les Chinois.
German.
Wonderful, diese Chinesen.
And English.
Darn clever, these Chinese.
You must understand.
Excuse me, Dr. Lee, but we'll have to postpone this. 15 seconds to go. Better set your dials for remote pickup. Stand by, everyone. Nothing.
More power.
Well, it was a good try.
Wait. I've got that feeling again. My skin's beginning to crawl.
Yeah, mine too. Oh, no, it's just your imagination.
Quiet! They are coming through now.
Planet 4, greeting.
Sure.
Planet 3.
This is Mars.
The fourth planet from the sun, greeting Planet 3. Planet 4 calling Planet 3. We are trying to reach you, Planet 3. If you receive our signal, respond. If you receive our signal, respond. We will communicate again.
Oh, man.
Life on Mars. This week, ladies and gentlemen, the question that has bedeviled mankind ever since the day he first stood erect and gazed into the heavens has been answered. There is life on Mars. Intelligent, articulate life. The country, the world, tonight seethes with excitement. Has Mars received our response? Has our telepathator succeeded in projecting as thoughts the messages spoken into it by human beings? Or can it merely receive the
The smell of lilacs, Terry. I'll never get enough of it.
Oh, it's lovely, Johnny. And look, there's a moon out tonight.
moon? Oh, please. You know, it's hard to believe that back in 1950, people could still get romantic over that cold, dead, pockmarked heavenly yo-yo. Now, that red star up there. Mars.
Come on now.
Trash, Luna. How dare you?
It's alive. There are living beings up there.
Johnny, it's staggering. It's beyond imagination.
Rubbish. Why shouldn't there be life up there?
They're so advanced. Spaceships and interplanetary signals.
Maybe you've got a point at that. We thought we were so smart because we reached the moon. Our spaceships aren't developed enough yet to get to Mars.
It's just as well.
What?
Because you'd want to be the first to go.
Wouldn't you like that? I'd be quite a hero. You could point at my picture and say, hey, that's my guy.
You're my guy anyway, Johnny.
Sure, Terry. But don't worry, honey. I won't be seeing any Martians for a long time.
Yes, Mr. Townsell.
I just thought it'd be a good spot to interject something. I got to say, I mean, simplistic as it is, I do appreciate the attempts in the dialogue to make it a little bit more realistic than it might have been otherwise. I mean, I like the references to Planet 3 and Planet 4, because why would beings on Mars recognize themselves as Martians or us as Earthlings? You know, that makes sense.
Right.
They're not going to throw out their own names because we wouldn't know what that is.
Right.
Yeah. And having a little bit of a it usually only takes a line or two of dialogue to provide an explanation that's believable and plausible so you can suspend your disbelief.
Yeah.
The whole thing about the translation, it brings to mind, recently we watched Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
Oh.
And they ask him at one point when they're interrogating him, says, you know, okay, apes, you know, how is it you speak English? And they go, what's English? We just speak the language we were taught by our ancestors centuries ago. Right. So just little things like that, you know, really appeal to me as far as, again, just making it a little bit more plausible and believable. So kudos to them for some of the dialogue I'm hearing right now.
I agree. And one of the things that I also am thinking of is last week we listened to a show called Meteor Man, where a woman and her husband, and so, you know, a couple are out looking up at the moon, talking about space, talking about, you know, it's in 1950, it's also funny that there's a reference of like way back in stupid 1950. But this whole idea of like how to make it relatable, how to make it real. If you're a fiction writer watching this is a great little piece of advice. You know, make it something so simple. A boy and a girl are looking at the stars talking. Something we can all in some way relate to give us that touchstone. this is part of life. This is part of human beings that you recognize, even though there is no telepathator for us to use. All right, here we go. We're going back into the show.
All personnel, stand by. Stand by for XM signal. That'll be Mars. Hop to it, Johnny. Telepathator setting.
XM?
212 degrees.
Damn.
18 seconds.
It was prophetic.
Frequency, 600,000. Got that, Johnny? Check.
They're listening to Howard Stern too, Joe.
I guess so.
Planet 4 calling Planet 3. Planet 4 calling Planet 3. We greet you in peace. Your response received.
We got through it.
The time has come. At this moment, which marks the beginning of the great interstellar age between worlds, it is fitting that there be between us a meeting of minds. Therefore, we are sending a ship to visit your planet.
I don't
The
know.
ship will depart tonight and enter your magnetic field in 7 of our days. Have landing instructions ready. We come in peace. We come in peace.
Oh, God. Reminded of Mars Attack suddenly.
Mankind.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Matt Wilson bringing you a report of the emergency session of the Federated World Government. Never has an assembly meeting taken place in such an atmosphere of excitement, panic, and recrimination. And here on the floor of the temp chamber, all the emotions aroused by the stunning message from Mars have been boiling and clashing all day.
I rise for a point of information. As civilian head of the world military government, I want to know why those Martians have beaten us to the draw.
Gentlemen, if the decision we ought to make is to be a wise one, we must lay aside passions and fears and consider the question calmly. The Martians are coming, and we must receive them either with friendship or hostility.
Drive them off! Blast them out of the sky!
But that may not be as simple as it sounds. Remember, my friend, these Martians are advanced scientifically, perhaps far beyond us. They have conquered deep space. They can transmit thought waves. They may have weapons, beside which our nuclear bombs are as toy pistols.
Dr. Lee is right, gentlemen. We don't dare fight them off. The risk is too great. They come in peace. They've said so over and over again. Let us so receive them. Very well, very well. If such is the will of this body, let them come in peace. But as civilian head of the world military government, I assure you all, we will not be found napping. Earth calling Martian interstellar ship. Earth calling Martian interstellar ship.
Planet 3.
Here are the landing instructions of the Federated World Government. 3 Earth days from this hour, which will be the 6th Martian day of your flight through space, you will be met by an escort of 20 rocket ships.
Jeez.
We will greet you in the name of peace. The 20 rocket ships will escort you.
Instructions to Commission of Defense. All escort rocket ships assigned to accompany Martian spaceship will carry the following armaments: death fog sprays, magnetic disintegrators, atomic missiles Class B. All weapons shall be on the...
And upon your entry into the Earth's atmosphere, you will circle our globe once and then make landing at our spaceport at Los Alamos, New Mexico, which will be ready to receive you.
The spaceport of Los Alamos shall be mined to a depth of 50 feet with tritonium landmines. The field shall be encircled with radioactive flamethrowers and a reserve force.
From the landing field, you will be conducted to the seat of the world government at Washington, D.C., where you will be received and housed in suitable accommodations. We will welcome you in peace. Check out.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. How
goodness.
interesting is this very weaponized, hawkish, yes, peace. Absolutely, there's going to be landmines underneath where you're going to be landing. Yeah, I mean, very interesting. I also love the idea mentioned earlier, which is they could make our atomic bombs look like toys. So now there's this fear that, especially weapons in the 50s that were known to be it's the atomic age. They're all afraid of the bomb. And now they're afraid that the bomb isn't enough. This paranoia is very interesting that they're working off of. How does it strike you, Mr. Townsell?
Well, I totally agree. I mean, just delving momentarily into current situations. I mean, a logical mind can, of course, see the futility of, spitting at the wind, but I guess we still feel, as for the survival instinct says, we need to spit at the wind, regardless of the futility. And it is again wise that they are trying to inject some reality into some of the science, because knowing that the people from Planet 4 can reach us in 6 Martian days, of course, tells they are much more advanced, because it would take us 3 months to get to Mars, last count I had. Yeah. So yeah, it's just, again, you can definitely see the seeds of that paranoia, which would survive in radio, TV, and movies, through the 50s and into the 60s, until other paranoias took over.
Craig Lubin says, I want some radioactive flamethrowers.
Me too.
Yeah. if in let's see, they're saying in 2020 that we would have had radioactive flamethrowers. And of course, my favorite, the magnetic disintegrators.
Yes.
Get to work on that, people.
I still want the flying DeLoreans. I'm still waiting for that.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
We will welcome you in peace. We hope.
Stop it right before another one of these interminable music breaks.
Suitable accommodations. Trust McCabe to hand me a crackpot assignment like this.
Oh, Johnny, you're the big spaceman. You're supposed to know by instinct what's suitable accommodation for a Martian.
Don't be silly, Terry. I haven't the slightest notion in the world what they'll look like, except some crazy ideas I picked up from science fiction. I don't know why.
All right. That's why we're here. The head of our anthropology section has more ideas than any science fiction writer you've ever read. Now, here we are.
Every woman sounds like Betty Boop.
Hello, Professor. This is Mr. Dixon, the young man I told you about.
I know, Mr. Dixon.
Professor, I've got a problem.
Harry and I have discussed the problem. It is my theory that the Martians will, in most important respects, have the characteristics of the Earthman.
Oh, what's the basis of your theory, Professor?
It's very simple. The accomplishments of the Martians parallel our own. Only a being with opposable thumbs can fashion the intricate devices necessary for spaceships. Only a being with a nervous system like our own could master communication. Only a creature with a brain like ours could dream of peace.
Makes sense, Professor.
That's one
Yeah,
side.
sounds like a stretch to me.
A lot of other anthropologists.
What kind of
think differently.
anthropologist are you?
They feel that the Martians, living on a dry planet with little vegetation and very little water, will be creatures that crawl on the ground like our insects, enlarged a few times. They may look like enormous ants with oversized antennae.
I give up. With 48 hours...
That's so funny that she would say they may look like enormous ants with antennae, because so much about this, the sectioned off area where the aliens are supposed to land, the idea that we'll blast them out of the sky if they don't do exactly what they say. This reminds me so much of the Outer Limits episode, the Zanti Misfits.
Right.
So
Well, again, inspiration is clearly drawn from the type of story that we're hearing from this era, for sure.
Yeah, and Zanti Misfits.
Again, I said it was a bit of a stretch. Well, there's all kinds of ways you can accomplish these things. What if they're also totally telekinetic? You don't even need limbs or fingers or opposable thumbs to do stuff.
Something.
Now you got to start your theory somewhere. I understand, and again, we're trying to give a little bit of explanation to our current 1950s audience.
Well, there was also in science fiction, there was the concept of the BEM, the bug-eyed monster.
Mm-hmm.
And that tended to be too far for most people. It's like, you're telling me there's life out there in space? That's what I'm telling you. And they're bug-eyed monsters. Okay, now I can't take you seriously. You mentioned the bug-eyed monster. No. They've got to be more like us. So what the anthropologist is saying was actually a lot of thought that people had. What the gal is saying, what Johnny's girlfriend is saying is, they might be something that we don't even recognize as intelligent life. Okay, here we go. We're a little bit past halfway, so
all right,
things should start to get even more interesting.
Left, I can't prepare accommodations for every conceivable form of life. We'll just have to improvise after they get here. I just hope they don't get too sick when they first look at us.
We have a tavern?
This is Matt Wilson again, reporting from the spaceport at Los Alamos. A tremendous crowd has gathered here. We're awaiting the appearance of the spaceship from Mars, which is being escorted by 20 rocket ships from the rendezvous near the moon. According to reports, all's gone well so far. The Martian ship... Now, one moment, please. An audio box announcement is going to be made to the people assembled.
Your attention, please. The ship from Mars and its escorts will be seen any moment from the east.
You heard that. Any moment, the ship from Mars and... Wait. There they are! And now, the ship from Mars! The Martian ship is idling over the field now, casting a huge shadow over the landscape. It's an awe-inspiring spectacle. The ship is tremendous. 18 to 20 stories in height, several city blocks long, and its large windows are fashioned of some kind of transparent metal.
Civilian commander to Special Defense Patrol. Man, all stations.
Our technical experts are staring at the craft in open-mouthed wonder. Mr. McCabe, what is your reaction?
I am dumbfounded. The ship doesn't seem to operate on a rocket principle. There's no belching fire, no clouds of smoke. I keep wondering what kind of fuel they use. What principles of propulsion? What metals?
Thank you, sir. The ship is almost touching the ground now, and the crowd is getting uneasy. Why, they're falling back, as though there was something. I see it now. Why, it's a blue haze twisting about the Martian ship, forming a 20-foot blanket of whatever it is.
Command and Defense Patrol. 0 hour. Reorient all weapons. Remove safety controls. Stand by to fire.
The Secretary of the World Federation is going to speak.
As your great ship settles on our soil, we salute you, the emissaries of space. We wait eagerly for your appearance.
Now, the blue mist has completely vanished. All eyes are on the ship, waiting for the first Martian to appear. There is no sign of activity yet.
Will you respond to our greetings, Martians? Will you make your presence known?
Nothing stirring. No gangplank lowered. No sign of life. Perhaps they were not prepared for atmospheric conditions here. Perhaps on the very brink of success. Death has struck within that awe-inspiring vessel. Wait, it looks... Yes, it's moving. A tremendous section of the ship's prow is opening out in front. Like a gigantic tongue. It thrusts forward and drops to earth, forming a great ramp from the ship to our soil. And now it's down, and the surface of the ramp is like nothing ever seen on this earth. A shimmering, impalpable iridescence, unbelievably radiant and beautiful. The throng of spectators is silent, motionless, scarcely breathing, waiting to see the first Martian emerge. And still, nothing. No one, no thing comes down the ramp. There is nothing but silence.
There's that big bang.
That must be the Martian communication vibrations we were told about. Then men on the field are operating the receiving device.
Earthmen, we ask that you send one representative to board our craft. We assure his safety.
What? Gentlemen, there is no cause for alarm.
I think there is. You want a hostage or a specimen to take back with them. There's no time for rent.
It's really really nice to know that the Fox News mentality was alive and well in 1950. They want a representative for a hostage. China.
Well, I mean, they're obviously so very advanced. I mean, isn't it possible that perhaps they have detected the multitude of weapons aimed at them as they land on the planet?
I would think that would be part of what you. I mean, we have sensors in Star Trek. That makes sense. Okay, let's get back into this. It does not bode well so far.
No, it's looking pretty grim. But hey, let's have faith.
We're waiting for a decision, Mr. Secretary. Yes, Mr. McCabe. If it's all right with the committee, I'd like to go aboard. Technical information, sir. No. Quiet, Johnny. This is my dish, McCabe. I was slated for the space run to Mars, remember? They're not doing me out of this. Besides, you're too valuable to waste. Mr. Secretary, tell them I'm coming aboard.
Men, out Mars. We comply with your request. Our representative is about to board your ship.
Get ready, Johnny Dixon. This is it. Take a good long look at the sun and the sky. Take a deep breath of the Earth's good air. You may never get another after you meet whatever is waiting at the end of this long ramp. The ramp. It's pulling me forward like a conveyor belt.
Uh-oh.
It's beginning to rise into the air. Get a move on, Johnny. Get out of that ship. Get into that ship. Now. Locked in. Now what? There's no one here. Nothing except that dancing light. I'll follow it.
Enter, Earthman.
Huh? Well, how can I? I'm closed in by 4 solid walls.
Follow the light, Earthman. The walls will not impede you.
Molecular reorientation? Changing the density of solid matter at will?
We achieved that 10,000 cycles ago, Earthman.
Where are you, man of Mars? This room is flooded with light, but I see no one.
We are not ready to reveal ourselves.
Oh,
The people of Earth are waiting to see you, to welcome you. There is nothing to fear.
We are not afraid. Dixon,
You know my name.
we know many things. That is why we are sad, filled with revulsion.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Through the dark spaceways we came to you in peace. You said to us, come in peace. But the escorts you sent to honor us were armed for destruction. The very ground on which we now rest seethes with radioactive potential.
Wait. You've misunderstood us. These weapons are for defense against you, not attack.
Many
What's the difference?
cycles ago, we of Mars learned, as you Earthmen will someday learn, that wars are fought, men are slaughtered, civilizations wiped out by those who attack with weapons of defense.
But our world is at peace now.
Your peace is not peace. It is a thin cloak which covers the hates and fears and savagery of primitive beings. Observe, Dixon. On this large screen, we have for hours been viewing your people in many parts of your Earth. Watch.
Senator.
Listen.
I warned you it was a trap. We'll never again see Dixon alive. I told you not to trust foreigners. Just give me the word and I'll blast them all into Kingdom Come.
Oh, boy.
You
Shut
must
up.
not be deceived. He's only one man.
In this world, Rush Limbaugh is still alive.
The rest of us are different.
Are you? Look at this. From another part of your civilized Earth.
You have been a traitor to our party. You've been guilty of bourgeois thinking. You have sold us out to the enemies of our people. You will pay the penalty. But first you will confess. Confess. Confess.
That's a backward part of our planet. It's not fair to judge by them.
Yeah, we don't claim them.
Damn. No, Russia, they're backwards. They don't count. They don't count as Earth. Oh, man.
Then we reveal a more civilized area. The country of your birth, Dixon.
Hello, McCabe! I'm too good for him! Hang him, I say! Hang him! The rope! String him up in the highest tree in the square! Lynch him! Lynch him! Lynch him!
Now you know why we shall not reveal ourselves to you. If you are like this to these of your own kind, what will you think? What will you do when you see us, strange as we are?
Don't go. We know you may be different from us, but we can all meet in peace.
Earthman, peace must be achieved through toil and sacrifice of those few among you who understand its meaning. It may take many cycles, but in the end, the day will arrive. Then, and then only, we will return. Go back to your people, man of Earth, and give them the message from Mars.
Captain Kirk, you're not yet worthy.
I actually had a hard time understanding what one of those scenes was until Craig asked this question. Craig asked, and lynching is still a thing?
I think that must be what it was, because, string him up, isn't that what he said?
Yeah, hanging's too good for him. Yeah.
Well, it certainly was in 1950.
Yeah, 1950.
Well, no, this is supposed to be in 2020, though, so his question is valid.
No, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Well, honestly, I could still see it happening.
Of course, all kinds of weird things in the world, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, let's. This is very sad. Let's finish out this little story.
Next week, another exciting drama on 2000 Plus, The Silent Noise. In the year 2000 plus 20, an important man is murdered. How will the police of the future track down a killer? And what new methods of assault will the criminals of tomorrow use? Listen next week, and you'll find out. 2000 Plus is produced by Sherman H. Dreyer and Robert Wynne Olson. In today's story, Ken Williams played Johnny, Louis Van Ruten played the voice of Mars, Lon Clark played McCabe, Frank Behrens was the Senator, Amzie Strickland was Terry, Sanford Bickert was Paul, and Gilbert Mack was Dr. Lee. The orchestra was conducted by Emerson Buckley, music composed by Elliot Jacoby. Script by Judith and David Bublik. Sound by Walt Shaver and Al April. Engineer Bob Albrecht, and your announcer Ken Marvin. This program was transcribed. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
And there you go. That is 2000 Plus, the episode When the World Met.
Okay.
Very grim, wouldn't you say, Mr. Townsend?
I don't know. It could have been a lot more grim. I mean, it could have been, okay, we're going to blow you away because you're, a danger to everyone outside, in the galaxy. But it did have, again, I'm reversing in the sense that Star Trek and others like it came along first, but the whole concept of, okay, well, we've been watching you and you're just kind of a unstable element, so we're going to keep watching you and shape up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously not the happy ending that we would like to have as humans, but I can certainly understand the sentiment here. I mean, I got to say, reasonably mature and thought-provoking content for the time, especially.
You've just traveled back to a time when the path to the future was mapped through science fiction. 2000 Plus may be nearly forgotten, but its echoes still ripple through every story that dares to dream beyond the stars. Thank you for joining me, Antenna. Gets me every time. In resurrecting these lost signals. Until next time, keep your curiosity dialed in and remember, the universe is vast. past is never truly gone, and the airwaves are always haunted. Good night, human.
Good night, Diana. And well, there you go. That was one of the shows we did way back in the day on Haunted Radio from Space, and it's a delight to be able to pull this stuff out and use it again. Waste not, want not. Let's talk about some of the things that are coming up this week on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on the Pacific Coast and 10 p.m. on the East Coast. We will give you, this is without a doubt, one of the most significant Star Trek episodes in my estimation. I know a lot of people see it as a very big episode. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and try to find it. It is really fantastic. If you are a Deep Space Nine fan like me, I'm actually looking forward to seeing it again. I've seen it a few times, but it is a great episode. And that would be In the Pale Moonlight, one of the most important Star Trek episodes, as far as I'm concerned, because it shows that even your heroes do things that are not exactly heroic. And it means everything. It has a ton of meaning. So we would love to see you on Tuesday night to join us for that show. On the following Thursday night at 7 p.m., Raphael was the inspiration for this one. We had a little gap in the schedule, and I was like, yeah, I think we can pull out an episode of Lights Out. We'll be listening to The Cat Wife, which was also suggested by Scott. So that'll be great. Boris Karloff is fantastic, especially on radio. He's wonderful. And it'll give you a chance to hear Lights Out, which is without a doubt the most celebrated of all the radio horror shows series. And I'm still not sure about this one. Joe, I'm sorry. I still have not heard back from our potential guest on this one. And I know if he's not available this Sunday, he'll be available for another Sunday. So we'll definitely get him then. But we wanted to, on the wonderful world of Weber, introduce yet another idea for a show. And that would be match callers. We'll have a match that we'll watch, and we'll call the wrestling match. It's one of my favorite things to do. I still love professional wrestling. And we're going to, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at Miss Elizabeth right there. The former wife of, Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, Miss Elizabeth. It is, and of course, Joe just brilliantly put my head on the body of Big John Studd and put his own head on the body of Mean Gene Okerlund. It will be a lot of fun. I hope LT Barone can make it. If he can't, we'll find someone else. We got lots of friends who love wrestling, and LT Barone can be on when he can make it. Because I do hope that we can make a little more of a show out of this in the future. Just, get all of my interests up on the screen, and this is one of them. So that could be a lot of fun. I hope you'll join us for that. And I hope you will definitely like and subscribe to this channel, of course, Weber Internet Thingy, but also to our friends' channels as well. DJB may have stepped out, maybe for a smoke, I don't know. But if you are not subscribed, and if you're not going over to her website, Next Level Editing Academy, NLE Academy, all one word, go ahead and throw a like and a follow to your good friend DJB. She's wonderful. She is the queen of our world here. And rightfully so. You guys always ask, and you're right. We should talk about following Eric's channel, Eric Allen Kramer. I'm sorry, the Eric Allen Kramer. He definitely should have more subscribers. Well, how's a guy who is so popular and so beloved have so few subscribers? So if you can help out your good friend Eric, you should. Hey, and speaking of helping out your friends, that's a very funny idea, Scott. If you're going to help out your friends, you should help out our good friend Chris Bach. Now, Christopher Rulbach, our good buddy here in the conversation. Chris, he's still here, isn't he? I haven't seen him talk in a little while, but you got to go over and check his stuff out. He writes under the name Chris Bach, Christopher Bach, and you can find his stuff on lulu.com and also on Shopify. He's got 4 great titles. We talk about him every now and again. Hidden Heroes is probably the one we need to talk about next, Chris. Oh, good. Chris subscribed to Eric. That's fantastic. Yeah, Chris, let me know, send me some copy for Hidden Heroes, and we'll do a specialized commercial for it next week. And yeah, check out this stuff. It is oh, that's so nice of you to say, Ralph. And I wasn't really putting anybody's stuff up on the screen today, but hey, like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. Thank you, Ruff. Absolutely. And Chris, you got a 5th title called Outfoxed. Well, you got a bunch of friends who can't wait to hear about it, can't wait to promote it, and can't wait to read it. And looks to me like that might be it. I think that's it for this week. So look at us coming in under an hour. That's pretty awesome. I mean, we only got 1 radio show out of it, but a lot of blah, blah. And that's fun. That's a lot of fun. On June 1st, you don't have to write this down on your calendar, but on June 1st, we're going to do radio shows again, me and Joe. And I think we're going to do this format. I think we're going to do this stop and talk format. We'll see. It's going to be a really fun show. You're going to enjoy this show coming up on June 1st. We're calling it the Sunday Funnies. Take from that what you will. Thank you so much for being here for HRR, the Haunted Radio Redux. Thank you so much for all the kind things you have to say about Antenna. She will be pleased to hear, even though she'll be like, nobody likes me. I'm no good at this. That's kind of how she approaches her career, and she's wrong. Everyone loves her, and her work is excellent. But thank you so much for being so gracious. And that's it. Yes, I must agree with our Raphael. Thank you, chat, and thanks everybody. Let's go out on a high note.
Wild and untamed, oh, it's Spider Hat. Beware his kiss, his pleasures unnamed. Yes, it's Spider Hat. Sitting so pretty, way up on John's head. One move of his big spider arms, and brother, you're dead. Oh, Spider Hat, yes, it's Spider Hat. You can't escape his wrath. You're on his evil path. He's on you, his name is Spider Hat. Spider Hat, Spider Hat.